Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick All O'Clock with a package from bricklink.com and something very special. Right, so first of all the package, excuse me Robin. Now this was an order that I made for all sorts of reasons really to get a lot of the final pieces for quite a few different projects. Including my secret power functions build, which will be the next project build that I'll be doing before Christmas. And then lots of other bits as usual for the... get rid of the paperwork. For the all the other sections of the store. I always go through all of those just to see everything interesting that I can find and buy from a store. And then we've got a very interesting purchase secondary to this order that we'll do at the end, so hopefully I won't forget. Right, so let's get started in no particular order. A nice bag of flamish yellowish orange flower pieces, the newer kind, and I bought these not because I desperately need them, but because they're a penny each, and well, you can't get much cheaper than that. So there's, I can't remember how many, but looks like a good 100 or so. And that's quite a good investment because I can use these not only in, well, I don't know, trees and normal flowers and things like that and window boxes, but I can also use them under the sea. I mean, one way of using them is to sort of stack a few together like that, and it almost sort of looks like a sponge underneath the sea already that you can kind of attach to a rock or something like that. So that's really good. Got a few more of these green bin pieces. I must be running low on those. It's one of the things that I like to have repeating in my city, street furniture wise. Then I've got some of these wonderful icy panels. I think we got a couple of these before. And I'm torn whether to use these all in an Arctic setup that I've got planned. Kind of, well, when, I don't know. But these were a couple of sets, but including 4748. Ogle's Mountain Fortress from 2004, which is a pretty cool base in the shape of a skull with a cool crane grabber that I'd got on a previous haul, which I still haven't used actually. But these panels are the normal type, but in trans medium blue. So that means they should glow under neon light, which would be very interesting wherever I use them. But they've also got this kind of frosting, marbled frosting on the bottom. So last time I got a pair of these in a haul, we said we could put them together like that and kind of make an icy prison with a minifigure on the inside, like the series minifigure Yeti or something like that. Because there's the Ice Monster Yeti version, forget what that one's actually called, that could go in there. So there's two more of those. It's hard to resist when I see them. Here are some tiles. Not sure if I can remember exactly what they're for. I think the white ones might be for my fountain, or maybe they're for my big power functions build. I'm not sure. A couple more of them. They're probably just cheap, and a black one as well. Then a stickered piece. Oh, and that is disappointing. Wow. I mean, that is just... I mean, to say that's too far gone is an understatement. That is just worthless like that, isn't it? I mean, not only is the sticker yellowed and crazed and chipped and peeling and torn at the edges, but that is a real sorry state. Now, the good news is I only paid 8 pence for this tile. I think there's another one in here which will presumably, oh, there it is, presumably be just as disappointing. Oh, golly, this one's even worse. I mean, what's the point of selling that as a stickered piece? I mean, nobody's going to go, oh, brilliant, that's the piece I need to complete my set. That is pointless. That sort of annoys me, that does. Anyway, 8p each. I can still use the tile underneath, which is just a white 2x4 tile. It'll probably be slightly sun damaged, presumably. I'm not sure, but I might be able to get my 8p of value out of those yet, but those stickers are absolutely useless. So I was buying these stickers to replace 2 that were slightly peeling from one of my big construction cranes on a construction site near the airport. But compared with these, the originals are not that far gone, to say the least. Oh, that is disappointing. Right, here are some green 1x8 Technic bricks, and the reason I got these is to replace the grey ones that I use in my Venus fly drop ride for my Fairground, just to make it more, well, green. So yeah, that'll be a good replacement because it's grey. If you remember the sort of structure that's got the chain that pulls everything up on it, then that is light bluish grey, whereas the ride is kind of a lime green. So if I change that back bit to dark green, or rather normal green, it's called dark green in Bricklink terms, but nonetheless, then it will just look a lot better, I think, altogether. So that was actually a suggestion that somebody gave me, so I'll give them a quick bedoing. Other bricks in that one are a yellow long brick, some yellow curved bricks. They're almost certainly for my secret build, and one of those in dark red as well. So my secret build is only secret because I didn't want to give out too many spoilers well ahead of time. Some 1x1 plates in yellow. But what I think I'll do, last time I asked if you wanted me to do little projects or the next big one, I think I'm going to do a mix. So I think much like when we did the Modular Monday series, I'm going to do one video a week on a big series and one video a week on sort of individual items. And that way we'll make good progress on kind of both things without focusing too much on one. And hopefully that'll keep it interesting. It does mean that the new multi-part build won't be built, fully for weeks, but, hey-ho, can't have everything. Now, I was looking forward to this. This is just a lovely panel piece from a Star Wars set, as you can probably appreciate, it being a big plan of the Death Star. This is from the set called TIE Fighter Attack 75237, which is kind of a junior set from 2019, except they call them 4+ now, of course. It's tempting to buy a load of those small TIE fighters and have a great big force of them, because they're quite simple, but, you could accumulate quite a number. But I did like this panel piece. Now, this isn't for my city. I don't really know what this is for because I don't really have any Alliance stuff from Star Wars, but I just love the look of it. So if you've got a great idea, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably just keep it somewhere safe and cherish it. Or maybe I'll think of something in due course whether to use that. I mean, I've got the actual Death Star UCS set, which is sort of up there. It's one of the few Lego things that's crept into my office. So I could have a plan of the building itself with this in. Yeah, maybe. There is another of the 2x2x13 supports in tan. Now, these have been used to hold up my monorail above one of my rail lines all along the back wall behind the main row of modulars. And I just pick these up whenever I see them because I think I'm going to need some very soon to do a similar sort of elevated bit on my extension of my monorail line towards the airport, because we've got to try at very least to make that a proper airport shuttle in homage to 6399, of course. So they only had one. But I do buy them, as I say, whenever I see them. I'm probably going to need about 10 for the extension, and I think I've got about, I'm going to say 6. So we might have to do some temporary building when we get to that. Some more tiles. Tan 1x4. They're probably cheap, or maybe I need them for my special build. Some more crossing signs. Now, these are quite interesting, actually. I see them quite a lot, and I tend to buy them when I see them, because they're just for crossings. And I thought I would try and get a pair of them for every single crossing on my roads in my city, which, if you've seen normal base plates, is quite a lot, to be honest. But they are quite easy to come by, which is all the more surprising because they were only actually part of one set. 8401 City Minifigure Collection from 2009. So, yeah, surprising that there's so many out there, but I must have at least, I don't know, a dozen or so now. There is another variation where instead of a Lego minifigure sort of outline, there's a sort of real-life human sort of outline, but I really don't like that one because it doesn't seem to make a great deal of sense to me. Put those at the front. These are definitely for my Power Functions secret build, just some of the Palisade bricks in light bluish grey. These, I remember, are for my very early stage undersea base. Won't say any more on that. That'll probably be one for the new year, unfortunately, but, we can't do everything at once. They're for my Power Functions build. They're the 1x2s with the kind of slat down the middle, kind of groove. I'll do them while I'm at it, because it's more 1x2s for my secret power functions build. And if you remember previous hauls, we've got loads of bricks in this lovely dark red colour. And I needed more of these profile bricks. And this was another reason why I chose this particular vendor, because a lot of these bricks were very well priced. So, you know, a brick like these profile bricks can be, I don't know, stupid money really, more than you'd get them new from Lego, all the way down to something quite reasonable. So if you're buying quite a quantity, it really does make a difference to shop around. And the fact that he had some less good pieces doesn't really detract from that saving. Right, now here's a very interesting piece. Now I bought this out of curiosity really, because it was only a few pennies. It's a great big elephant head. Well, you can probably work that out for yourself. But isn't he fabulous? It's got one stud for his trunk, these ears, it's all integrated. It's not Duplo, it's regular system. So he came with a few sets from the 90s, like 4143, freestyle building set. And I was thinking maybe he could be used in a children's playground or a children's nursery or something like that. It's kind of a big bit of kit in the playground or something like that, a soft play area or something. Or maybe I just won't use him at all, but I mean, he does look rather wonderful. He's got a really nice expression on, if you ask me. And a hollow underneath there, so you could even feed him a banana or something. Yeah. Oh, I like him. And he's really good quality considering the age. A bit grubby, but I think that'll clean up. No problem at all. Yeah, really good. So there is a great big, and it's really big, isn't it? Great big elephant head. Now here's another reason I went to this store, because he had absolutely loads of used grey tiles that for quite a good price. Now I'm a bit wary now, having seen the quality of some of his used things, as to whether these are that great. I mean, that one looks faded. In fact, I think that is the old grey actually, because the underside is just as faded. Yes, that's the wrong colour, but that's not too much of a worry. I mean, these are about 3p rather than the sort of 6p you might pay. But I mean, there is some colour variation there. I don't know if that's an old grey one as well. It's quite hard to tell with the camera in front of my face. But the majority of these look all right. So I think overall it will definitely be a net saving. So I bought all of the ones he had on the 1x4s. So much so that here is another bag of them. So, yeah. It's weird the things you run out of. Whenever I do paving or any build that involves these things, I just never have them around. So I kind of made a decision to buy a load of them, so at least I won't run out for a while yet. Oh, I'm obviously planning more bins because I've got the grey ones as well, because I usually use them in pairs, so you can have a recycling bin in green and a normal regular bin in grey. So we've got some of those. A plate. It'll be for a specific build, I can't remember which one. And I got loads of these glass panel pieces, the 1x2x2s, and they're in really good condition, so that's nice. No scratches on those. No, they're really nice. They're going to be for my undersea base as well, because obviously we're going to need a lot of windows for the people inside to look out. So that's what they are. It's got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think they look new, to be honest. Here's some more pieces mixed up all together. A lot more of those Palisade bricks. We've got a few orange 1x1 round plates. Modified brick there in blue, 1x1 with a stud on the side. That's probably for a vending machine or something like that. Also one of the same in dark red, which will be for my secret building, no doubt. Now these were the final pieces I needed for another build that's technically coming up soon. And that is these bigger in trans dark brown or trans black. I prefer the name trans black personally. It sounds kind of like a contradiction, trans black, but nonetheless, these are the 1x4x3 panel pieces, and I'm using these for my bus windows. Much like the bus that I've already done, which is single decker that uses these, I need a load because the next bus is going to be a double decker. So I need, well, pretty much twice the amount really. So they all look really good condition as well. They look new. So I think this vendor is now forgiven for the small 8p transgression of these because the panels are in such great condition. And then much like 1x4 tiles, we've got some 1x6 ones as well, and they're mixed mixed colours as well. Look at that. That's very sun damaged. And you can see that is sun damaged, that one, because they're the same on the underneath. So yeah, that one either needs using a peroxide solution, try and cure it, or just I've thrown it on the floor. Maybe that's the decision made. Maybe it just needs binning. But there are quite a few of those, and they were very keenly priced as well, so I'm not going to get too offended by some variation in those. In fact, the rest of them all look fine, to be honest, so I must have just picked the one duffer. Right, then we've got some more bricks in grey, 1x6s. We've got, now, that's another piece for my secret build. But these, I think, are the final pieces for my large undersea creatures, like my giant squid. They're all from the sort of Aquazone line, Aqua Raiders, get it right, line. And then I've got some plates in here, both in lime, and I think the lime ones are for the ride, along with these. And I think the grey ones, can't remember, but they could be for all sorts of things. I'll use them in no time. And then the only thing that's left after all of that wonderful stuff is some minifigures. So the first one, I don't know what I'm going to use this guy for. I can't stop buying aliens. So here is another alien, which is the winged mosquitoid, which was in 4 Galaxy Squad sets, including 70709, Galactic Titan. And wow, that is a set, isn't it? With those alien pods on the back. It also has a really cool little alien in there, like a little bug, which I didn't get. This vendor did actually have one, but I'm not sure if I'm regretting that now. It's probably a good thing I didn't get it. Anyway, this guy is missing his antennas on the top. They're always missing, it seems. So they individually, it's just a tiny little stalk, and they go for about £1 each or something, so it's ridiculous. But I'm very happy to have this guy, and I really like his wings. I wonder if they glow in the dark. I haven't got my UV light next to me, so I can't test it right now, but they're a really good colour. And if you remember, I've already got the bugoid in this line as well already. And I think there's another one. There's a mantisoid, which is a sort of taller one with sort of praying mantis arms and things. But yeah, I mean, he's really good fun, isn't he? Another one is Frank Rock, who, I'll just take the top off, can't get this one open. And Frank Rock is a bit of a cool dude from Monster Fighters. You can see he's got his armoured knee pads and his open vest top, shades, and a cool smile. Has he got another head? Yeah, he has. Shades off on the back. And a really cool hair type, which is pretty much the one that my the stunt Daredevil has got, but in black. So I like that a lot. So he was in 9461, the swamp creature, which is the swamp creature that's in the cave next to my bridges. And he's the one hunting that out, at least in the set anyway. But I mean, he doesn't have to be a monster hunter in my city. He looks pretty generic, really, apart from his massive knee pads. So yeah, have him waiting at a bus stop or something like that. So very happy to have him. And then another monster fighter was this guy, Dr. Rodney Rathbone. Oh, and he looks he looks fantastic. His face is brilliant. Probably hasn't got one on the back, no. Yeah, he's sort of got a bit of a wry grin and a bit of a wink, hasn't he? He looks a bit steely and a bit, I don't know, a bit of a rake, really. He's got a wonderful bowler hat in grey, waistcoat with a watch, tie, and a bionic leg, which I could let him keep, but I could also use, well, anywhere, really, on a robot or something like that, or kind of for my bionic man that's in my hospital being operated on. But he's a really good character as well. He comes with a sword, a sort of foil-pointed sword, but I don't think I really need that in my city, so he can just be on his way to work, apart from the weird mechanical leg. But yeah, really happy to have him as well. So yeah, great. Some really good minifigures there at the end. So all in all, a pretty good haul, I think, very happy with getting all these tiles in. Very happy with, I think, getting the final pieces for all those projects, definitely including the double-decker bus and the mystery build, so I can get on with those. This elephant is outstanding. This is also outstanding, though no idea where I'm going to use it. And I think I forgive the guy now for the two awful tiles, which are about as bad condition as I've ever seen a Lego piece in. But otherwise, good haul. Now, I haven't forgotten. So the other really special thing that I got this time was monorail pieces. 1, 2. This is all I need because I had a corner, a straight, and another straight, I think, that I need to do my extension. But these are the vital parts that I need to make my monorail system have a fork in it. So essentially we've got this, which enables the train, or tram in my case, to go straight, as it would. If you imagine the station stop, the main station stop would be about here, and would continue towards the second standing hole from the perspective of the first one. And then it can also go into its second mode and take the tram round a corner towards the airport, which is kind of over there, if you're picturing what I'm trying to show. Now, when you buy one of these pieces, you also need one of these half turns, which is kind of a 45-degree turn, and you have to get the right one because the join at the middle of the curve is different from the one at the end of the normal piece. So essentially that will go on there, and that's the way I want it. So you can get the opposite one where it does something like that, and it will make kind of like a train point, 2 parallel tracks at the end, like that. But I wanted it so it'd do this, so it was kind of going out and making a turn, and this bit plus this bit make the equivalent of a full normal curve. So I've got a couple of tile pieces here just so I can join these together, which prevent me from holding it. And these are like hen's teeth. They are so rare and hard to get, especially finding somebody who's got this and the right one of these, because the other one is different, of course. So finding somebody who's got one of these brings it down to about, I don't know, 10 vendors pretty much in the entire of Europe. And then some people want absolutely crazy money. I mean, it's crazy money anyway. I think just these 2 pieces cost me over 50 euros. So I know it's just absolutely amazing. And I know you can get third-party ones that are printed now. I'm not sure if you can get the junction piece 3D printed now, but even so, the rest of it's original. So I may as well stick with the original parts and try and use those as much as possible. So this is why I have Patreon, I think. Thank you all to my Patreon supporters. You have effectively bought the wonderful airport extension to our tram system. So if you want to join my Patreon supporters, do look at the link below in the description. You can help me buy extra special items just like this for expanding the city. Now, this works by basically when the tram's coming from this direction, it will just follow the track that it's been set to, either that direction or that direction. But when it comes from the other way, it'll be fine if it's already set in the right position, because it will just continue as it would expect to. But if it's coming from the other leg and it's out of position, that's where these little clever gizmos come in, and it kind of pushes that down, which slides the sliding bit into the right position just by running over it effectively. So then it won't derail and it can continue. And then if another tram did come along from the other direction, it would do the same by running over this and pushing the whole thing into its original position. So that's how it works, except it's incredibly stiff. I mean, that's supposed to slide just like but it doesn't. These really don't push at all. I'm kind of hurting my thumb doing it that. The only way I can really do it is by moving the whole thing like that. So I think I'm going to have to take the back off this very carefully and give it a good wash, and probably some plastic lubricant as well, just to make it even more effective. So I'm hoping that it will work. Though given I've only got one tram anyway, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, because if I've sent it going off that way, that's the direction it's going to be coming back from, so it won't need too much switching around. But there we go. there is our wonderful monorail extension, which makes this haul the best for quite a long time. Now, the eagle-eyed among you will have spotted that I missed a very small bag, and that just had some very small pieces like cheese wedge pieces and 1x1 round plates, but it did also have a pair of these wonderful little wing pieces that would go onto an old knight's helmet, much like in the set 6009 Black Knight from 1992, and they're kind of called dragon wings in the piece description. Anyway, they're really interesting because I wanted to get a pair of them to build a tiny little build that I saw on a picture on the internet, and it just involves a shell piece from the head of Hadras, the Pirates of the Caribbean character, and a 1x1 signal holder modified plate. And if you combine those with these, which I've just built off camera, you can make this, which is a tiny little brick-built hermit crab who's kind of looking outside his shell. And I think he looks incredibly sweet. Now, unfortunately, that does deprive Hadras of his wonderful hat. So maybe I need to get another one of these. But I really do like that. So not my build, but a very, very fun one. I just love that so much. So it looks very authentic, doesn't it? So let me add that to the scene here. Balance him on there. Yeah, there we go. So there is a hermit crab. So good. Another excellent piece to add to an already good haul. And now I can really plough on with quite a few projects. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Please check out the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, I think we are going to start this secret build as part of our next series. Now, I think I'll do that on Fridays, and I'll keep obviously brick hauls where I've got them on Wednesdays, and that'll mean on Monday we'll have a kind of one-shot build, which will be, I don't know, some train carriage or maybe even a bus or something like that. So, until then, see you!